Good morning, and thank you for being here. I am honored to be your 101st president of the American Institute of Architects. The national conference is a reoccurring touchpoint in my career. Here at these gatherings, I've had highs, running successfully for national board twice, and lows, the introvert in me going to the networking receptions just to get some food and hide in a corner and get out before anyone sees me. I have had connections made spontaneously being at the right place at the right time, and planned reunions missed in the frantic pace of trying to be everywhere all at once. No matter what happens, this event always brings me back. I've been inspired again and again by captivating speakers while rekindling a passion for the profession that happens every time I reconnect with old friends and gain insights from wise colleagues. Getting here was an accomplishment in and of itself. You each stepped away from work and family, me from my 7, my 9-year-old. You've sacrificed and invested your time and resources. You trusted AIA, trusted your organization to make it worth the effort. Thank you. Looking out at all of you, I see hopeful optimism. I see so many new faces, and we are so glad to have you here. A community of people ready to meet the moment and take all they can from this event. You can almost feel the collective desire in the room to gain knowledge, sharpen skills, and maximize talent. But I don't just see talent. I see the people who create the very fabric of the communities where we live, work, and play. Architects, as we all know, don't just design buildings. We shape experiences, shape the identity of our cities, and envision a space where life unfolds. You remind the world every day of the power of thoughtful design to create lasting, meaningful impact. That energy you feel, that buzz of possibility, is what keeps us coming back. It's not just about inspiration. It's about a chance to reset, to challenge ourselves, and to see things differently. What if all it took to make the profession better was just showing up here? A couple of sessions, and suddenly everyone pays you what you're worth. New talent is knocking at your door, eager to join your firm. And AI, according to Ali, has taken over everything we don't love to do, including timesheets. So you feel free to focus on the work that truly inspires you. Unfortunately, there is no magic wand. We're not just here to absorb, we're here to engage, to stretch our thinking and challenge our assumptions, and connect in ways that shift how we see ourselves, our work, and our future. And real transformation doesn't come from a checklist. It comes from connection, from conversation, from that unexpected session that shifts your mindset, or the hallway exchange that sparks a new idea. The real value of being here, not just the programming, but the people, the energy, and the sense that you're not alone in the questions you're asking or the challenges you're facing. That is the goal. And we are grateful to the host chapter, national staff, and all the volunteers and partners who make this aspiration possible. But I also see concern, I see doubt, I see worry, the nagging question that says, even if I do everything in my power to perform, will it be enough? Will it matter? In the days and weeks leading up to this conference, I've had dozens of conversations over email and Zoom and in person. And I keep hearing the same thing. You're feeling uncertain. You're worried about the economy. You're trying to make a sense of a rapidly shifting workforce. You're trying to stay ahead of a relentless wave of unpredictability. You're not alone. That weight you feel is shared. We've been through a lot. We're watching markets shift, politics strain, technology race ahead. And it's hard to find your footing, let alone look out for your own mental health and well-being in the middle of all that change. But this isn't the first time we faced uncertainty. 168 years ago, the year of AIA's founding, the US was grappling with economic collapse, bank failures, railroads shutting down, and the construction was at a standstill. The Panic of 1857 was the first worldwide economic crisis that shook the foundations of the global financial order. And society, equally fractured. That same year, the US Supreme Court ruled in the Dred Scott case that enslaved people were not citizens and therefore denied constitutional rights. It was also the year of the largest recorded earthquake in California history, with a surface-long rupture over 200 miles long. Meanwhile, the telegraph was coming into its own, connecting people and ideas across distances in ways that no one had seen before. It was a breakthrough showing how technology can transform connection and communication. Now, Mark Twain said, "History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes." And there's beauty and wisdom in listening to those rhymes. Economic, socio-political, environmental, technological. We are experiencing what is called a polycrisis. Complex challenges at a systemic level that interconnect and compound upon each other. It's not the end of our story. In fact, it's a lot like the very beginning. Faced with multiple disruptions, it would have been easy to step back in 1857. But instead, 13 architects did something different. They came together to form the American Institute of Architects. Maybe they couldn't solve every problem, but they could create a platform to support one another and push the profession forward. They chose action. They chose to build. They chose to control what they could control. Now, 168 years later, we're staring down another moment of massive change. Finances are volatile. The workforce is evolving. Frequent disasters are demanding our attention. And AI, that's rewriting every assumption we've had about work. But life has taught me an evergreen truth. Instability is a doorway to opportunity. Instability is a doorway to opportunity. Even if we can't name it yet, we can feel it. The old playbook doesn't work anymore. We're overextended, underappreciated, stuck in systems that no longer serve us or the communities we care about. And while plans are being written, the future is busy unfolding. I've seen what happens when invention outpaces intention. Communities get left behind, professions drift, potential goes unrealized. We can't let that happen to us. We've underpriced our value, we've made burnout a badge of honor. We've asked the next generation to fix what we've refused to redesign, and we need to stop tinkering around the edges, because the opportunity in front of us is massive. But only if we're willing to evolve, to challenge what we've inherited, to stop waiting for someone else to fix it. That means rethinking how we work, rethinking how we lead, rethinking how we show up for each other. This is our moment to build something better for our people, for our clients, and for our communities. And that's how we thrive. To me, thriving means making space for what matters most. It's not merely just about balance. It's about intention, clarity, and connection. And in this year, we've called Thrive in 25. Thriving also means together, because when 13 architects came together in 1857, they sparked a movement. Today, we're 100,000 strong. That means you have 100,000 potential collaborators, sounding boards, supporters. And being a part of a professional community this large means you're never alone. Chances are someone else in this room or in this network is going through what you're going through or has already found their way through it. I know we like to believe we are the world's problem solvers, but we don't need to have all the answers. But we do need to ask bigger questions. What are you curious about right now? What possibilities haven't you named yet? And how might our association help you see them more clearly? That's the power of the AIA. Not just the resources, not just the education, but the people. That is what has always brought me back to this profession, no matter how far I strayed into tech. There is no community quite like ours. So lean in, stay engaged, make space for others to do the same. And when you're ready, explore mentorship or volunteer, or simply talk to someone who gets it. This network is here. The AIA wasn't born in a moment of comfort. It was forged in a time of challenge. But through shared passion, intellect, and bold vision, it took roots and grew. We are the grateful inheritors of that legacy and the optimistic stewards of its future. When the original 13 founders came together, I doubt they could have imagined someone like me, an Asian American woman, a mother, a daughter of immigrants, a non-traditional architect, a proud introverted leader, and so much more standing here. But their belief in something bigger than themselves made this moment possible. And I am so grateful. Grateful that they started it, grateful that we're here together continuing it. They didn't back down when the world shifted around them. They leaned in, they adapted, they dreamed bigger. And now it's our turn. Today, we face new kinds of complexity, but we also hold new tools, broader perspectives, and more diverse voices than ever before. What we do with that matters. The commitments we make to ourselves, to one another, and to this community have the power to shape a world brighter than any one of us could imagine alone. When we choose to engage, we unlock more than relevance. We build resilience. We honor our humanity, and we shape a profession that's ready to meet this moment and the next. Architects have always been more than designers. We're systems thinkers, we're collaborators, we're visionaries, implementers, doers. Let's channel that energy to design the future we believe in. Equity that's lived, not just spoken. Sustainability that's built in, not bolted on. And excellence that lifts everyone up. And a profession that thrives because we've chosen to lead with heart, to lead with purpose, and to lead with possibility. Thank you.